Welcome back, students and parents. Today we're going to talk about a topic that hasn't changed much over the years. We still talk about it and work through these problems the same way as we did 10, 15, 20 years ago. And that type of problem is called order of operations. So if you've been scrolling through Facebook or Instagram, some social media site, you may have seen these questions. This string of numbers and operations with the subtitle, "Can you solve the math riddle that's stumping the internet?" Or only 5% of people can answer this math question. Well, today you're going to get to be one of the 5%. I'm going to show you how to find the answer to an order of operations problem. All right, so what defines an order of operations problem is we have a string of numbers and multiple operations happening in the same problem. For this example, we have addition, we have subtraction, we have division, and then we have multiplication here, which we'll see in just a minute. So we've got all four operations happening in what problem, plus we have the addition of these really fun parentheses and brackets. All right, so the little moniker that we say to help us remember how to solve this problem is PMDAS. Now, the way we write PMDAS might look a little bit different to you. We have 5 letters, each of which is going to represent a step in our problem-solving process, okay? So the P here stands for parentheses. That means that anything in parentheses or brackets has to be solved right at the very beginning before we move forward. The M and the D are multiplication and division, and the A and the S are addition and subtraction. Now you might be asking yourself, why are they stacked on top of each other? Well, in the old way of writing PMDAS, we wrote it like this. Let's see. PMDAS. And it looks like, because we read from left to right, it looked like the M, the multiplication, happened before the division, but that's just not the case. So we've come up with this new stair-step way of writing it, which says that multiplication and division happen at the same time. We're just going to read our problem from left to right, and the first multiplication or division sign we see, that's where we're going to stop. Addition and subtraction is the same way. We'll start left to right, and we'll look for the first plus or minus that we see, and we'll stop there. You'll also notice, if you have some experience with middle school math, that we have left out the E. That's just because in the 5th grade Texas standards, we do not do exponents. They will get to that in middle school. So we'll get rid of that E for now. All right, so let's go ahead and get solving. So our first step is parentheses. Now we have 2 sets of parentheses here. We have these bigger brackets, and then we have these smaller parentheses on the inside. We always solve the innermost parentheses first. So in this case, 7 minus 2. And this is the way we want our students to work through these problems. We want them to solve one step at a time and then rewrite the entire problem. So 7 minus 2 is in the innermost parentheses, so we're going to do that first. 7 minus 2 is 5. All right, now they're going to stop here and they're going to rewrite the entire problem. So 6 plus brackets 4, there we go, parentheses, brackets, divided by 5. Tedious, yes, but important, very important to keeping their work organized. All right, we still have some parentheses, so we're still not done with this P step here. Now, we've talked about in 5th grade that we're no longer writing multiplication with a little X in the middle. They're not going to see that very often anymore because we'll be moving into algebra with variables. So we're looking at new ways of writing multiplication. And anytime you have a number smushed up against a parenthesis like this, it implies multiplication. So I'm going to switch colors here, and we're going to go ahead and continue solving. 4 times 5 is 20. All right, I've solved one step, so I'm going to stop, rewrite the rest of my problem. Now, I'm going to get rid of all these parentheses because I've done all the operations inside them at this point, so now they're just in my way. Okay, so I've got 6 plus 20 divided by 5. Okay, so I have completed my parentheses step. Multiplication and division come next. So I'm going to start from left to right, and I'm just going to read it like a book and see what I see first. So I'm going to go boop, 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 boom. That's the first multiplication or division sign that I see, so that's what I'm going to solve first. 20 divided by 5, hopefully we know our division facts as well as our multiplication facts. If not, we'll work on it this year. But 20 divided by 5 is 4. Okay, I'm going to stop and rewrite the rest of my problem. I see that there are no multiplication or division signs left, so I am done with the MD part of my problem. Alright, last but not least, addition and subtraction. I only have one addition step here, nice and simple. 6 plus 4 is 10. Alright, and there you have it. You've just solved, according to the internet, one of the most difficult math problems out there. But really, it's not that difficult if you follow the steps of PMDAS. The biggest place that we're going to see errors is in these steps here, where students are having to do multiplication and division at the same time and addition and subtraction at the same time. The biggest thing is just to help them remember that we're going from left to right and just stopping at the first one of these signs that we see. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, let us know.